So in our previous video, we created the body for our spinner along with the bearing and the bearing hub. So I'm going to come over to my assembly here, and I'm going to come up to Insert. I'm going to insert my bearing, and I'm going to insert the body. I'm also going to insert two of my bearing hubs. I'm just moving them out of the way so they don't get in. So I'm going to come up here to my revolve mate. And what I want to do is I want to come to this piece right here, and I want to grab that center middle of that middle opening. Now I'm going to revolve here as well, and you're going to see I want that same center middle of this bearing. So now I can green check mark this. So what I'm going to do is come to my revolt here, and I can just right click on it and click animate. And if I press play really quick, I see if it spins. That'll let me know that I chose the right parts. So I'm going to come up here to my fasten mate, and I'm going to choose the top of this circle right here, and I'm going to revolve around, and I want to come here to this outside center point as well. And what we can take a look is our bearing goes like that, so I'm going to accept that. I'm going to choose that same bottom portion. I'm going to choose that same portion here. Here I'm going to have to flip it on its axis. I see that in the preview there, and I can green check mark it. Now I'm going to come back into my view here. I'm going to come to my revolt, and I'm going to click on animate. I want my spinner to spin 0 to 360 degrees, so full revolution. I want it to not reciprocate, which means spin one direction and come back. I want it to loop, meaning continue to go in that spin. And the number of steps sets the speed. The fewer steps, the greater the speed. So as I hit play, we should see this loop happening. And we can obviously see that it's not working. So I'm going to pause for a second and problem solve. So I figured out my error. If we come up here, if I take this bearing and I right click on it and fix it, that's going to lock it in position. When I did the fasten mate with the hubs, everything stayed together so it wouldn't rotate. So now that you can see, I still have those fasten mates on, but I fixed it to a position so I have a central point that this bearing is pinned to the workspace so it's able to rotate. So now I can come right click and animate. And you're going to see I want that loop. I'm going to change it down to 50 steps. And you're going to see my spinner spins, and I can flip my direction of the spin as well. If I'd like to go down to 25 steps and press play, we can see the difference there for it. So I hope this helps as you're designing your own spinner.